Welcome to
Split the Defense,
where Jordan Webster and Ted Evans talk about the NHL and all things hockey.
Split the Defense
Is broadcasted on Amherst Island Radio, 101.3 FM, and online at CJAI.CA.
Welcome to Split the Defense podcast. My name is Jordan Webster alongside my host Ted Evans, broadcasting on 101.3 Amherst Island Radio on Tuesdays. But today, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
We're just on Twitch and YouTube.
We're live.
So we're
live
hanging
and
out.
raw.
The
live
first
and uncut.
one, uncut. Well, I mean, I'm cut, but anyways, all good.
We can say those things.
We're rocking. Yeah, we can kill it now. We can do this. So, this is our first uncut show. So we're going to say whatever the hell we want, and it's going to be a hell of a lot better. Fuck yes. Thank God. Okay, let me start off with some really sad news.
Okay.
Our hearts are with the Brody family. Mark Malone of the London Press wrote this and also took blurbs from other places, but it says, Jay Brody, the father of Toronto Maple Leafs blue liner TJ Brody, and a member of his Southwestern Ontario community's Sports Hall of Fame, is being remembered for his love of family, farming, and sports after dying of cancer on Monday. So that's tough for TJ.
Yeah, man.
That's tough.
That is.
You wonder why people have off times and off years. It's because real life happens. And we're all thinking about him because of that. So his obit read, his grandkids love spending time with him, getting a push on the swing, soaking in the hot tub, singing country music, getting tractor rides, or watching hockey games. And in Dresden, a southwestern Ontario town between London and Windsor, Brody was inducted into the local Sports Hall of Fame in April. He also entered the nearby Chatham Sports Hall of Fame in 2018 as a member of the 1977-78 Chatham Thames Valley Brick Major Midget AA team that won an Ontario Minor Hockey Association championship.
Cool.
So he played for the Chatham Minor Midget team that went to the 76-77 OMHA final as well. He played 4 Junior B seasons with the Chatham Maroons before winning 2 Ontario Hockey Association Intermediate C championships with the Dresden Lumber Kings in 82, 83, and 84 and 85. So he's a good player, great player, obviously. That's where his son got it.
Yep.
It finally says he is survived by his wife Lynn, daughters Justine and Laura, and son TJ, and 7 grandchildren.
Wow. Yeah, hard for the Brody family. Condolences, obviously, to them. But what a life. What a life lived, it sounds like.
Yeah, sounds like he was a boss. He raised a great kid, and obviously 2 more great kids, and he has 7 great grandchildren, and he will definitely be missed, and I'm sorry to hear that for them. So I just wanted to bring that up. That's Leafs related, and, it's always sad. You need to recognize that kind of stuff for people. So let's make a hard right turn.
Okay.
Like a really hard fucking right turn here.
Let's go.
We're going to go into the Kingston Frontenacs. That's where we are local to. That's our local OHL barn would be the Kingston Fronts.
That is correct.
And they are starting the season with a battle against the reigning OHL champions in Peterborough on September 28th. And then after that, the Kingston Frontenacs will return home to the Leon Center for a matchup with their biggest rivals, the Oshawa Generals, for their 23-24 home opener on Friday, September 29th at 7. We should go.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah, buddy. Let's do it. Let's go.
So we should get tickets.
Right.
It's insanely hard to
get France tickets?
Fucking navigate that whole website. It's garbage, man. It's hard. Like, I want to tell them, like, I love you. I want to, like, support you. But, like, unless I want to be a season ticket holder, it's really hard to get in right now. It's preseason, I guess. But, like, holy, I want to buy some ticks. I want to pick some games here and go to. So the fun part about that, when they return home against the Oshawa Generals, is they are the Kingston Frontenac's biggest rivals. And the rivalry began to grow over the past 2 seasons because in the past 2 years, the 2 teams have squared off in 20 regular season games. So they're fighting in 20 different games dating back to the start of the 21-22 campaign. The Frontenacs hold a record of 13-4-2-1 in that time for actual wins-losses.
Wow.
and against the Generals over in that span. The Fronts have fought Oshawa Generals more times as a club than any other team in the OHL in their history, squaring off 192 times.
Good. Fucking right.
Yeah.
Fronts and Generals. Let's go.
Yeah. We got to go see some Gens games, man. Like, that's going to be it right there. So official team rosters have not been made available, but we do know that the Blackhawks own the rights to Kingston's captain Paul Ludwinski, who was drafted 2nd round, 37th overall. So that kid's like got a chance at the show, a pretty good chance at the show.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see who's on the team that's been drafted and who performs well enough this season to get the call in the 2024 draft. So I'm definitely going to be following the Fronts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's go for that. You know, they've obviously had better years and times like that. I don't know if this is going to be one of their greatest years, but we got to check in, see some intense games. Sometimes it's just about seeing the players that come through there. And, yeah, the OHL, harbors a bunch of future stars. So let's go check them out.
Maybe if we're lucky, one of them will come talk to us on our show.
Hey, yeah.
So I was looking all this up, and it got me thinking. Just recently, I heard about the QMJHL implementing harsher punishments for fighting. So I'll give you the rundown, and I kind of just want to know how you feel about it. So it says, in August, the QMJHL announced stiffer rules will come into effect for the upcoming 2023-2024 season. Under the new rules, players who engage in a fight will be automatically ejected from the game, while the player deemed as to be the instigator will be given an automatic 1-game suspension.
That's dumb. That's dumb.
You think that's dumb?
Yeah, immediately dumb.
Why?
1 game, because fighting is a part of hockey, and people who say it's not have their opinion, but I don't think it's correct.
Have their opinion. Okay, so
yeah. Which
somebody brought up that not very many of these kids actually go to the show. Not a lot of them do, and I don't know everything about everybody who doesn't make it, but I'm going to say a lot of them probably don't continue with hockey past 25 years old. Right?
For sure.
25 is probably the cutoff for a lot of these guys. And it says, based on the 18-man roster, the WHL had the best showing of 31 of a possible 324 players for an NHL production rate of 9.6%. The OHL had 31 of 360 for 8.6%. And the QMJHL has only 16 players in the league right now of 270 for 5.9%.
Whoa. Yeah, that's not as high. Wow.
6% of these guys are going to make it, right? And they don't need to fight. They don't need to get their faces pounded in when they're just boys, right? I
don't think the guys that aren't going to make it or the guys that are, you're saying, don't need to be fighting.
All of them don't need to be fighting because 94% of them are either going to play overseas or quit pro hockey altogether.
Yeah, and be like an insurance agent or whatever.
A coach. I don't know. Like
gym
get into
teacher,
something else.
Whatever.
Do what we do.
Yeah,
podcasting.
Podcast. Yeah, start up a podcast. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. But you don't need the other 94% having brain injuries and broken teeth and
I get that.
The way. It's not a huge part of the game. And I can totally understand why they're taking it out. Now, I also wonder, do you think they'll ever take it out of the OHL?
No, I don't. And I think the argument there, if you're going to talk about brain injuries and stuff, then why not take out hitting? Let's take out hitting then, right? No, let's not.
Well, maybe
let's not
a certain
do that.
kind of hit.
Well, they tried to do that, but head shots, but it's still the same thing. Or hitting from behind. You're going to see these things happen out on the ice, and emotions are going to get high. And if two guys want to throw down, it's totally part of the game. That's 100% my thing. If they take it out of the OHL, that's dumb. Giving people a 1-game suspension for doing something you can do in hockey is dumb. There's my take.
It's been in the game for a really long time. I can totally understand your thought process on that, and I don't fully disagree. It's just I was looking at the other side, and I wanted to be open on that perspective. And it does make sense that 9% of these kids. But honestly, man, fucking break these kids' faces because they're not even going to be anything. Now, oh yeah, buddy, he's got a fucking.
They probably don't even punch hard.
He wanted to go to the show. He wanted to go to the show, so he came up. He's not a great player. He just fought all the time. He just fought. That's what he did. He just went in there and fucking fought. And now he's got brain injuries and shit. Concussion, 15 concussions. Like, that's what he does. He goes in for those big hits and fights.
It happens from hitting, too.
And then he makes absolutely no money from the game. I just think that that's fucked. And that's probably not something that they should be doing.
No, but there's people who do that who injure their leg or injure, it's just a random injury just from skating or going into a play randomly. Things happen. And I think, yes, fighting is a more risky, but it's all risky. Being out there skating high speed into corners, doing things with your stick, it's all risky. If these guys, let them do it. Let them go.
Yeah. Well, we know how Ted feels. So, the NFL kicked off tonight. I don't know who fucking played each other because we don't give a shit. So let's talk about the Leafs.
Yeah, fuck the NFL. I was going to say, man, I have nothing to say here if you're going to bring this up.
The Leafs has signed 25-year-old forward Noah Gregor to a professional tryout. He had 10 goals and 7 assists with the San Jose Sharks last season. 3 of those goals came from this game. He recorded his first career hat trick.
Sweet.
So that's pretty cool. He played 4 seasons in the NHL with San Jose. And from sportsforecaster.com, I got a little scouting report on him here. Okay. So it says the fast forward has the speed and smarts in the offensive zone to produce plenty of scoring chances for himself and his line mates. He is an excellent passer. The biggest issue is his shot. He is yet to show he can beat NHL goaltenders on a consistent basis. Part of that problem may be a lack of strength. So bulking up could help his shot and make him harder to knock off the puck. His long-range potential? A speedy, versatile forward. Okay. And that was from sportsforecaster.com. I also got another one from Peter Baracchini, hopefully that's how you say it, because that's what you
Looks
get
like
from thehockeywriters.com. It says, he has great intensity on the attack. He has the ability to get behind defenders quickly and has an underrated shot. He excels at reading the situation in order to make himself available for a scoring chance or attack the net for a second opportunity. He isn't afraid to shoot the puck when he has a chance. He had 156 shots on goal in 2021-22 and another 119 last season. Even though he may not find the back of the net often, his shot and release can be dangerous and deceptive. Without the puck...
Wow.
Sorry, what?
2 differing opinions. The other guy said he needs to work on his shot, He
does. But it's deceptive, and he's got a nice shot. It's just not working for him, So that's what he needs to work on, having success. But that's the thing, process versus results, right?
Yeah. At least he fires it a lot.
We're not looking for Gregor to score, so we're really worried about what's happening without the puck. And there is a little blurb. It says, without the puck, Gregor is just as impactful in trying to regain possession and make life difficult for opponents. Now, that's what we need.
Yes.
He also had 97 hits last season, showing that he can bring a physical presence. But he does a great job to force turnovers. Gregor had 25 takeaways and only 10 giveaways last season, which shows his ability to be smart with the puck and make minimal mistakes. Among Sharks players with a minimum of 30 games played, only Luke Kunin had fewer giveaways, which was 6, than Gregor did at 10. Looking for a job on the 4th line, I think he fits the team style. And I think with him signing this PTO, if he's going to take $750 or something, it looks like guys like Calle Yarncroke and Sam Lafferty could be on their way out the door.
Yeah, that's the name you've been tossing around, eh? Yarncroke? You think he's gone?
He just makes so much sense. I think it's Calle Yarncroke. It's got to be your boy Calle.
Yes. Yeah,
well, it's got to. I mean, sure, he scored 20 goals, but, he's not good in the bottom 6, and he could play in the top 6, and now we have Domi and Bertuzzi and Nyes, and, where the hell is this guy going to play? So he's got to play somewhere. And
that's right.
It's probably not going to be in Toronto. Might be Pittsburgh. Maybe Kyle Dubas wants him. He signed him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we'll see another reunion down in Pittsburgh.
So I think those guys are probably on the chopping block for this guy like this, if he has a good camp, if he shows his ability that he can play well, because they're probably going to take guys like him, Dylan Gambrell, and even Connor Timmins. He doesn't make a whole ton of money, but he's 1.1, and this guy's 750. So that's 400 less, right?
Yeah,
You're
space.
shaving. So if he was to move a couple of those guys, maybe even the guy like Simon Benoit could make his way in, right? So
There we go.
this is another signing like that to say you're not safe. $1.1 million player, even you could go. That's what it seems like to me. That's what the word around the schoolyard is. So that's what I'm going to go with. And I think that Callie Yarncroke just makes too much sense, but I don't know if they will. It would be very leafy for them to trade other pieces and keep him.
Leafy.
It would be very leafy. One of the leafiest things that ever happened.
The leafiest leafers in the whole Leaf town, man.
That's just what they do. Somehow they just it's like they have to trade everybody. They go, they're screwed, and then all of a sudden, oh no, wait, they get to keep everybody. Never mind. Holy shit. Like, they're good. So, I don't know how the fuck they do it every year. Like, honestly, I'm no capologist, but it seems to be like every year they are in a conversation of they're over the cap, they have no money, the Big Four's eating all the money, they have no money for replacement players, and then I want to say they field a team. This is not baseball. They ice a team.
Yeah, good one.
That's really, really good. Every single year, they make the playoffs. Now, whatever happens in the playoffs happens in the playoffs, but they make the playoffs. You got to make the dance, and every single year they've made it for the last 7 or something like that.
Yep, that's consistency.
Time. So,
it's my middle name.
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah,
Rasmus Dahlin, rumored extension in Buffalo at 8 years with an average annual value of $10.5 million per after the whistle on Twitter.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I mean, obviously they like
him. Dahlin had a great year last year, but he really had a couple crappy years before that, honestly.
Sure.
For anybody who doesn't know, he was drafted first overall by Buffalo in 2018. In his career, he's got 46 goals, 187 assists in 355 games, which for a defenseman, that's pretty good.
It's okay.
22-23 was his career year for him as he scored 15 goals and 58 assists. And he also had 92 penalty minutes, so he's not soft in a scorer. The guy is a all-around defender that can score. He seems to be a great player. He would have been a great fantasy pickup if you picked him up last year.
For sure.
It's definitely something to be looking at for fantasy this year is Rasmus Dahlin. Get him early because he's going to perform again. Buffalo's on the rise. 100% Buffalo's on the rise. They're going to be good.
We've said it before and we'll say it again. Yep. We got to watch out for that team.
Owen Power. So his closest comparables by Cat Friendly were Bowen Byram. 93.3% was a match. And he makes 3.85 mil.
Yeah.
Miro Heiskanen was a 92% match. And he makes 8.45 mil.
Okay.
Cale Makar was a 90% match, and he makes 9 mil. And they're going to give Rasmus Dahlin 10.5. Do you think it's an overpayment?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, yeah, because look at Cale Makar, right? Yeah.
Well, the cap's supposed to be going up like $8 or $9 million over the next 2 seasons, apparently.
Cale Makar's next contract is going to be crazy, probably.
Yeah, but that's not like forever. He's going to be like 40 by then.
Yeah.
They locked him up forever.
That's right.
Yeah, no, he'll be like 29, 30 though by then, right?
Yeah.
His next contract will be huge.
Yeah, but no, that's good. I mean, I know for him to be making $9 million and Rasmus Dahlin getting 10.5? Yeah, 1.5 million more. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is Cale Makar underpaid? Is Dahlin overpaid?
Oh God, yeah. I think Cale Makar is well underpaid. Yes. The answer is yes to that question. I think all NHL players are underpaid, but I think Cale Makar signed the team-friendliest deal of all team-friendly deals. Now, I wonder if Rasmus Dahlin was a year older, and last year he was due for a contract.
Right.
That was brought up on the radio, I think, today, or maybe it was on the Steve Dangle podcast, because I love them. Shout out to Steve Dangle.
Woo!
But one of those guys, somebody or something said that, and I was just like, no, that's a good point, because if he was just made a little bit earlier and he came a year earlier, then maybe his contract would be nine and a half, like everybody else. Remember last year, we're like, oh my God, everybody's making $9.5 million now. Like, what the fuck's going on here? How did it go from like $6 million, $7 million defenseman to we're just now nine and a half?
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
That's right.
Like now it's going to jump to 11 because the cap's going up so much. So your top defenseman. So like, let's just stop for a second and give Morgan Riley a major shout out for $7.5 million for 8 years. Oh my God, that's the team friendliest contract. Right? Actually, that's the team friendliest contract of team friendly contracts. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, wow, we got Morgan Riley only makes 7.5. Like, geez, it's nothing.
Yeah. It's exactly peanuts.
But Dahlin's a good player. Dahlin's got a long future there. And with the cap going up like that, I think that it's going to be pain for a year and maybe 2. And then after that, it's probably going to be pretty great. Plus, Dahlin still has another year on his contract right now.
Yeah.
So he's not due. He's just available to sign one. So you can play the season without signing at all. Kevin Adams on Dahlin's pending contract renewals said we've made it clear to Power and Dahlin that we see them as really important people and pieces in our franchise moving forward. They've made it clear to us that they want to be here, so we'll keep working on it, he said. But I'm excited about those guys. Dahlin, 23, is entering the final season of a 3-year, $18 million deal. So he made 6 a year, right? And now he's going to make 10, almost double.
Well, and that too, right? In 8 years, and even halfway through that, in 4 years, 5 years, a $10.5 million contract for a guy like that, who's probably going to be insanely good and just doing great things for that team, is probably going to look like a really good contract, right? Like right now, maybe we're saying he's overpaid, but in 4 years, when big defensemen are getting paid whatever it is at that point, maybe that'll look good. Maybe we'll do that same thing. We're like, wow, what a team-friendly contract. What a guy.
Yeah, he's an absolute rock star. And we'll see, because it's always about the cap anymore, isn't it?
Always, yes.
We'll see. But apparently it's supposed to go up like batshit crazy. So when that happens, this whole world of the contracts and whatever should all balance out. And then when it keeps going up like it's supposed to, the GMs will have their head wrapped around it. We can just call GMs bad again. You signed a bad contract. It wasn't you thought the cap was going up. You signed a goddamn bad contract.
Yeah, you're
you
dumb.
Fucking suck at your job. Like, admit it. Finally. It's not COVID's fault, bro. Like, COVID's fucking over. It's long over. The year's 2023. It'll be the year's 2029, and they're still blaming COVID. Like, fuck me.
The effects are, exactly.
If we didn't have that off year in 2020 and 2021 was a little bit bad, but mostly good.
Yeah, the Arizona Coyotes would still be.
Give me a break.
Oh.
So, moving on, another defenseman actually signed a deal.
Yes.
Jake Sanderson inked an 8-year deal with the Ottawa Senators at $8.05 million.
Cool.
He was drafted 5th overall in 2020. He played 2 seasons at the University of North Dakota, where he was 3rd in team scoring with 8 goals and 18 assists for 26 points in 23 games played.
Solid.
So that's pretty good. He played 14 games less than Connor Ford that year, who was listed as a right winger, and Connor Ford scored only 2 more points. So that's pretty good in 14 less games. And as a forward, like he beats, that's nuts. And so that's 3rd in team scoring. So the other guy was a forward too, and he was the leader. Like, that's pretty freaking good. The guy was on pace to probably lead the team in scoring. For the Ottawa Senators, though, he scored 4 goals, 28 assists in 77 games played. Had a 21-minute and 55-second in average time on ice. His plus-minus was a -7 because Ottawa sucks. I mean, Ottawa fans don't suck, but Ottawa will get better. I already said in my last episode, if anybody's listening, that I am probably afraid of Ottawa because I think they're going to come out of nowhere and be really, really good this year. But last year they weren't. So his plus-minus was a -7. I don't think that reflects on the player. I think that reflects more on the team surrounding him. But he was 8th in total team scoring, so that's not bad considering they have 12 forwards, right?
Yeah,
so he wasn't as good as the top 6, maybe not the top defenseman even, but he's a top scorer, top 10 scorer out of the squad of, 18, I guess, that plays, right?
Yeah, so, Yeah, 12-6.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and exactly. So, good contract for him. Good contract for them. Locked up a good guy.
Absolutely. A little bit from Bruce Garrick actually said that his transition to the pro game has been flawless, and everybody that's talked about Jake Sanderson to me today has said the kid is really, really, really good. Have you watched him play?
No.
Neither have I. Except for against my team. And I just don't remember him being that good. And everybody I've talked to says, "Boy, he's really, really good."
Okay.
Like, when did you scout him? Like, I wasn't paying that much attention, but I guess we will be now at $8 million a year. He apparently is an effortless skater who holds himself to a high standard. He has the talent to be one of the best all-around defensemen in the NHL for years. And I believe that was Pierre Dorian who said that.
Wow.
So we're very pleased to have another significant member of our core group of players under long-term contract. So, Pierce,
that's what teams like to do.
Pierre's just like Dyson. Just like
just tossing it out, making it rain.
Just fucking handing all the money out. Michael Andlauer's like, yeah, fucking do it. Pull the trigger. Bam! Yeah, he's just like that. It's a fucking Catalina wine mixer. Pow, pow!
Oh.
Yes, absolutely. So this was a cool stat of NHL defensemen to average 20 minutes of time on ice per games played, and 2 minutes of power play time on ice per game played, and 3 minutes of power kill time on ice game played by the age of 21. The only two defensemen who were that good, who were used that much, and who did all of that by age 21 since the stat began being tracked was Drew Doughty and Jake Sanderson.
And Jake Sanderson. Wow. Yeah, good on him.
That's it.
Wow, because Drew Doughty's a name you hear like that, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. By 21, yes, he was playing a lot. He was the guy already on his team. He was 20-plus minutes, on the power play, on the penalty kill. And Jake Sanderson, too, in Ottawa. That's why they signed him. They like him. He does the things.
He does all of the things.
That's great.
All right. Do we have any viewers on here? Has anybody got any comments for us?
Let me see.
What's going
pop
on
the Twitch
crew?
Twitch stream. See what we got. I don't see anything in the Twitch chat. Let me check the YouTube one.
YouTube. Any questions? Any people out
if
there?
If anyone's on there, give us a shout.
Go ahead.
Say what's up. Look at that. Yeah, no messages right now, but like I say, out there, give us a shout. We're hanging out tonight, recording live, raw, uncut, just live off the floor, shooting the shit, and we can say stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's great, actually. I love this.
Yeah.
Heck yes. Yes. Yeah, no more of that. No more saying butts. We can say asses. Yeah. Although we can say asses on the radio.
I did say ass last week.
Yeah, that was so funny.
I fucked that up good. Anyways, this is so much more comfortable. Everybody should be able to say fuck when they want to say fuck. If I can't smoke and swear, I'm fucked.
Yeah, we can quote Trailer Park Boys on here. We can, like word for word. We're good.
All right. So, do you want to jump in a break or right into the next topic? Because
let's take a little break
through this show. So after the break, we will jump into. I just wanted to tell you the PWHL because that's going to be fucking sick.
I have lots to say about this. Yes,
dope. Okay, so let's take 5, probably less. I'm gonna go upstairs and have a cookie, and then we'll come back and finish this.
You do you. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Yeah. there it is. We're back. I'm back. Yeah, Jordan will be back in a minute. We just took a little break ski, just hanging out here. Here on Split the Defense. Yeah, this is awesome. You know, hanging out on a live stream. This is our second episode of Split the Defense. We go live on air on Thursday nights and Monday nights. You can check us out. Thursday nights we're at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Monday nights 8 or 9. Haven't decided yet. I believe 8 o'clock on Monday nights. And then that episode from Monday nights airs on the radio, on Amherst Island Radio, CJAI 101.3 FM. Amherst Island Radio, CJAI, on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. is when our show airs on the radio. And that episode, the one we record on Monday nights, we cannot swear for because it airs on the radio. If we swear, I got to do a lot of editing, cut it out, you know, the whole thing. The whole fucking thing. And that's the beauty about these Thursday night shows. Our, how would you say, live and uncut, raw and uncut episodes, Thursday nights. They don't air on the radio. They just go to our YouTube channel, our Twitch channel. Make sure to follow us, subscribe there on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. We're on Twitter, or X, as it were. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're all over the social medias. Facebook. Find us out there wherever you social media and do your thing. Split the Defense. That's our name. Split the Defense. Do you recognize that clip at all? Listen to this clip. Do you recognize the voice saying, Split the Defense? If you know that voice, tell me who it is. Take a listen. I'm going to check the comments.
Welcome to
Split the Defense,
where Jordan Webster and Ted Evans talk about the NHL and all things hockey.
Split the Defense
Is broadcasted on Amherst Island Radio, 101.3 FM, and online at CJAI.CA.
Yeah, so who said that? Who said split the defense? Who was that? Anyone on Twitch? Anyone on YouTube? We are multi-streaming right now. Yeah, if you know who said split the defense, just like that in that clip, you know, let me know. Let us know if you know. Who said that? Who was it? Who said split the defense? Let's hear it one more time.
Welcome to
Split the Defense,
where Jordan Webster and Ted Evans talk about the NHL and all things hockey.
Split the Defense
Is brought.
Who was that? Who said it? Who said that? I need to know. I need to know. If you know, let me know. Because that is one of my favorite clips of all time. Jordan and I both knew that's exactly what we had to use when we chose the name for this show. We said we got to get that clip. And we did. We got the clip. So it is in our intro. If you know it, let us know in the chat. We'll check back in. Of course, Jordan is just coming back. And once again, this is our Thursday raw and motherfucking uncut show in which we can fucking swear and say whatever the shit we want.
And we're back.
Mint.
We're back.
He's good. That cookie hit pretty
delicious.
hard.
Oh, yeah. I actually did have cookies. They were delicious. But anyways, we're back on Split the Defense Hockey Podcast. I am Jordan Webster with your host, Ted Evans, right beside me. And we are talking hockey. We have gone through most of the NHL news that I had organized for today. Talked a little bit of Leafs. And we are going to get into the PWHL. Which I should have looked at what the PWHL actually is.
Professional
Women's Hockey League. Provincial Women's Hockey League, right? Yeah. It must
Provincial?
be. I don't know. It says
I thought it was professional.
It must be.
Maybe I'm
That's
wrong.
what I thought too, but I didn't want to be wrong. But it's the PWHL. It's the Women's League of Hockey. It's going to be awesome because now it's finally all of the women organized together for the best on best, which is going to be sick. The HL teams are from Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Boston, Minneapolis in Minnesota, and New York.
Cool.
The United States and Canada have 3 teams each.
Okay, I like it.
So the league has retained 5 out of 6 hockey markets of the PHF, which was the Premier Hockey Federation, which was the former Women's Hockey League. But there used to be 2, the PHF and the PWHA, I think is what it was. And those were 2 different leagues. And they operated with the best players going between the 2 different leagues, both in North America, and it just wasn't working. You never really got best on best. So now those 2 have been bought, merged, and now they're going to make one Super League, which is going to be great. Connecticut and New Jersey lost their markets from the PHF, but they might be awarded with PWHL franchise soon.
Yeah, those could be the expansion.
Chicago and Pittsburgh were also other places that have potential to lure in a PWHL team in the future. So, who's your team?
I gotta go with Toronto because I don't.
Yes.
I gotta go with you. I know you're gonna pick Toronto.
I'm pretty sure. Well, Sarah
explicitly
Nurse
cheer
really did it for me.
Yeah, well, she's on Toronto, eh? Yeah, and that's
big
it,
Sarah
right?
Nurse fan.
Exactly. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's a badass for sure.
The Toronto, Oh, are we gonna go through the names? Because the names are
so they have
too.
some silly names. I thought that's why I put them there. I thought they were silly. They're fucking stupid. That's why I was like, what the fuck is this? All right, let's actually take a look at these names. So for Boston, there might be the Boston Slashers.
Okay.
That sounds like
funny.
A penalty on its own, but
it's a penalty, but I get it. It's like a slasher flick.
This one's not bad. The Minnesota Monarchs. I don't hate that.
I don't like butterflies. Like
that's
IRL,
what I was thinking. But it's also like the monarch, like the king's queens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
the
monarch with the queens.
Yep, the monarchy. Yeah.
The New York Warriors, which I mean sounds like they're like not from Golden State. They're the East Warriors. Right?
I see it like the movie The Warriors, right? You ever see that? The kids in New York in the 80s and they're running around. The Warriors in New York. So the New York Warriors.
Yeah, no, that's great. The Ottawa Raiders.
Nice.
Which I like.
Solid team name.
This one's stupid. Like, it's terrible. The Toronto Icebergs.
You don't like that?
What is that? Okay, hopefully they
the
change
Icebergs?
That can't be right.
Come on, that's
the Montreal Saints. The Montreal Saints are great. The Saints and the Raiders both won't be able to get their own Twitter handles because the Raiders and the Saints are already NFL teams. Yeah.
Yes.
The Warriors have already been taken as well, but I think that the Raiders, the Saints, the Warriors, and even the Monarchs aren't bad names. I don't like the Slashers, and I don't like the Icebergs. I think the Icebergs is like downright ridiculous.
What's your alternative? What would you say instead? The Toronto.
I have no idea. I would have to start going on, what it means to this team and the people that are organizing this team, the ownership, and what it means to the city. And I'm not from Toronto. I'm from Kingston, right? So it's tough for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I am sure you could come up with something better than that.
Like and from your perspective,
what iceberg is in Toronto?
No, I get that.
It's like one of the most southernmost points of Canada.
The Toronto Icebergs. I don't know. I guess, yeah. Like, geographically, icebergs doesn't really make sense. There's not a lot of ice flows and icebergs going on in downtown Toronto. But, hey, I don't know. I want to see the jerseys. I want to see all that.
Me too. I am personally excited for the teams. They actually got a chance, each team, all the 6, the original 6, which is another thing that's cool. They started with the original 6. It's a good format. Yeah. They went with, hey, it worked for them. Let's try it for us. So the original 6 squads, they all got to sign 3 players. They could just go and pick 3 players, any 3, and sign them. If they'll sign with you, then you can just have them. Because they're going to hold a draft. They're going to have all of that stuff the same as any other professional league would. But each team got to sign 3 players. So we can go through the list of players here if you like. Do you have it in front of you there? Do you want me to read it off?
No, I don't think it's showing unless it's that picture.
Yeah, it's that picture.
Is it the picture?
Really gotta zoom in.
Yes, okay. Yeah, okay, I see them, I think, yep.
All right, so list off some big names that you know for what team.
Okay. Montreal, Marie-Philippe Poulin.
Yeah,
right?
Marie-Philippe Poulin. Yeah.
That's right.
And she's going to be their top center. So, and then you got Anne-Renee Desbiens, who is also a goalie for Canada.
Awesome. And then the other player I'm not 100% familiar with, Laura Stacey.
Yeah, which I'm sad about that I don't know, and she was good enough
Yeah.
to be signed to one of the top 3 spots, and I don't know her name, but we will. I'm sure we will.
Yes. And obviously Toronto, as we mentioned, Sarah Nurse.
Sarah Nurse, yes. That's cousin of Darnell Nurse.
Yep.
And Renata Fast, who is a sister of Jesper Fast in the NHL, which doesn't matter. The brother sister is just cool. If there's,
it is cool.
They're both both kids that you raised grow up to be professional hockey players. Like that's dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got 2 kids,
really.
Girl. They both grew up to be professionals in the same sport. You're just like,
yeah,
loving that.
Exactly. And Blair Turnbull was the other one.
Yeah, so I feel like I've heard that name before, but I don't know it very well.
Yeah.
Ottawa has
Who else we got?
Notable names.
Yes. Brianna Jenner. Is that related to Boone?
Brianne Jenner, yes. That's Boone's sister.
Oh, Brianne. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a tough picture. You can see it'd be tough to copy and paste in words.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Then we got Emily Clark as well, who I've heard of before. She's slated in as the top center for the Ottawa Raiders, is what they're going to be potentially called. Now, they haven't actually released these names yet. They're going to choose them and release them before the season starts.
Okay, so these could be working titles.
These are working titles. I don't know the New York 2 that they signed. Boston signed Hillary Knight.
Yes, yeah.
That's huge. She's a great U.S. player, which you had to figure she was going to sign with a U.S. franchise.
Yeah.
And then Minnesota got another U.S. great player in Kendall Coyne Schofield.
Kendall Coyne Schofield. Okay, yeah, definitely heard that name.
Oh, yeah. She was at the All-Star game, I believe, and she did one of the skating competitions or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds right.
Absolutely. She was a great player as well. So those are all the names I know, but there's other names.
Yes.
Like Kelly Panic and Lee Stecklin, which I could be wrong, Lee Steckline, Aaron Frankel, Megan Keller, Alex Carpenter, Abby Roque, and then the other one was, this is going to be tough, Amarant I can't even see it well enough. Is that an M or an AIR? I can't even know. I don't know. Matchamayer or something like that. But congratulations to all those girls. They got signed. Yeah. They clearly were the best of the best right away.
To be outright just signed, the teams go out looking for them. They want them to sign, they sign. Yeah.
So good on them.
But then they got to draft the rest of the players. So
the first ever PWHL player draft will take place in Toronto on September 18th. The draft will run 15 rounds deep.
Sweet.
It's an expansion. It's a starting draft, right? So it's it's your starting
15,
from 50 makes sense.
So they got
they had 3 plus 15 is 18 players, which fills out your roster. Then after that, it's just sign whoever's left is available, right? That's how it's going to work. So the draft order will be determined by a lottery, which Minnesota won the draft, and they will pick first overall. And it's going to follow a snake draft format. So the team picking last in round 1 will then pick first in round 2, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is. I like the snake draft. We do that in Fantasy League.
Yeah.
And the one thing I wanted to say about this, too, connecting a little bit to the NHL from the PWHL, talking about e-bugs and goalies, the emergency backup goalie. So I've been hearing seeing some articles around from the hockey writers and all these, hockey sources about seeing some potential female e-bugs this year in the NHL because some of the best options for goalies who could pop in are no longer these, Zamboni drivers and other such options. I had to. And other options, but every article said it, man. Every article did it too. I'm not doing this just to you. But sorry, that was funny. But yeah, female e-bugs.
There's going to be female e-bugs.
Yeah, women playing in the NHL. So we had obviously
not?
Manon
If they're
Rhéaume
good
back
enough.
in the 90s. There was Manon Rhéaume. She played in preseason, didn't get in a regular season. But this year, they're predicting we're going to see the first woman in a full-on NHL game. If an e-bug situation comes up, likely one of these teams are going to have a woman goaltender who's just the best option out there because they're obviously killing it. That's going to be cool.
Oh my god, they're just going
Right?
to get wrecked too. And like, I hate to be that guy, but like, she's
Come
just
on.
going to come in and destroy them. And then the boys are going to be like, he's going to go to the bar later and get shut down. Like, you got shut down just like that girl shut you down in net tonight.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I know.
It's just like she's gonna shut him out and just like, it's okay, you can shut it all the time, right? Like, oh my gosh. Oh, the chirps they're going to be able to come up with on this. Like, yeah, she's going to be able to chirp right to their faces too. It's going to be epic.
I hope, yeah.
Oh.
I hope they do. I hope someone tries
E-bugs
to.
and
I
stuff
hope
like
someone,
that. Probably
yeah.
not. But if that comes into the game, I can just imagine that.
Oh man!
Like, who was the? I feel really Manon.
Yeah, Rhéaume, Rhéaume.
Rhéaume, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she played some preseason games. Now she could have came in and done that for sure. Like, absolutely talk smack. And I mean, like, if you don't think the guys are saying worse than that, then you're lying. You have no idea. You're absolutely clueless. Like, it gets
a lot
bad.
of these guys. Yeah,
right. It gets bad.
Well, the reality of it, yeah, they're going to say some things, but the reality of it is likely a lot of them are probably going to be able to hold their own in net because they're not just some retired whatever player who stopped playing or who's done with professional sports or a college goalie or whatever they're pulling up. This is a professional playing in another professional
athlete
league
that's been training
that's
and
still
doing the same.
Still playing right now to this day. Yeah, so we could see some awesome goaltending, some history being made in the 24th.
It'd be cool to see that happen in my lifetime, to see the men and women play together in that sport. And I think a lot of that would have to come down to they would have to remove the fighting from the game.
Okay.
There would have to be things that would have to happen, right, for that to happen. It'd be very
That
progressive.
I can agree
at
with.
that point.
Yes.
And that would be way, way, way into the future. I can't see anything like that happening. I do love the NHL the way it is now. I don't want it to change. I actually didn't hate it when... I think my favorite time is when the Leafs were just a bunch of goons, but they were good still.
Yeah.
Like in like the mid 2000s, and they were making the playoffs. Like early mid 2000s, it was
good times.
I don't know. I guess it was early 2000s. It was like 2000, 2001, 2002. Maybe it was 2002, 2003 kind of thing. 2004 was the last time because then they didn't make the playoffs again until 13. But
right.
Back then I remember they were just a bunch of goons smashing each other, and they were still good, and I liked that hockey. That was fun hockey.
Fun to watch.
This guy went to an AHL game, and like, admittedly, I hadn't been to an AHL game before. I was a grown adult. This was about 3 years ago with my father, and we went in, and it was Laval versus I can't remember, somebody else. It wasn't the Marlies. I wish it was the Marlies, but it wasn't. It was a Saturday night. My dad's a Montreal fan, so we went. They're rough. They're tough on each other. Like, they are smashing and crashing into the boards. Like, those boys are making a statement. I was like, now this is fun to watch, right? The only crappy thing is that I was up, like, here. The boards were here. I was like,
oh, yeah.
Like, I'm right first row. So it's like,
set up, the seat a little low. Yeah.
I was like, that's a crap. I should have got us like third or fourth row. I was trying to be cool by getting us right on the right on the glass, right? No, terrible.
For sure.
Seats. Terrible. Seats. Puck would come in our end, and we'd be like, no, I'm not even gonna bother. Can't see it. Because then what do? Stand over the glass in everybody's way so nobody can see it? Like, I'd have to be standing right over, like.
Exactly. Show up with a big Bristol board sign too,
but
holding over your head.
AHL games are rough. Very, very rough.
I've never been to one.
Those are fun. No,
never seen an AHL game in person. You should, like the Belleville. What are they?
Belleville.
The Belleville,
Belleville
Sens.
Yeah,
we should do that.
That's who it was. We went to Belleville. That makes more sense.
Okay.
We went to Belleville to see saw Laval versus Belleville. Yes, that's why we did that, because Belleville's close. Yes. that was the game that we saw.
Cool.
So let's jump back into the NHL. We've got about 8 minutes left before we end this.
Yep.
Big news coming out today that says forward Patrick Kane reportedly has interest in joining the Red Wings this season to play with Alex DeBrincat.
Man,
Patrick
fuck the Red Wings.
Patrick Kane has been back on the ice and feeling good and should return to the action sooner than anticipated. We talked about that, right? Did we not? That he had surgery? I don't know if we did or we just talked that he was a free agent. But he had surgery this offseason. And he is on the back on the ice already. So that would be crazy. Bring him into the Atlantic Division? No thanks.
Yeah.
Why?
I got the Kane jersey back there.
I don't know. Isn't he like 36 now, too? We were just saying, like, whatever. I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah.
Not afraid of you.
Like 30, 34, I think.
34. Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever.
Something like that. He's right around my age, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm just not worried about it at this point. You know, go ahead and sign in Detroit. You do your thing. Whatever. Don't bother me none.
Sure.
Flames forward Elias Lindholm is open to staying in Calgary, but his decision depends on how the team performs this season. So it's kind of do or die for the Flames. They put together a good team and show they're committed to winning. Otherwise, Elias Lindholm is leaving. That's what it sounds like to me. Or maybe they just aren't willing to pay, and if that dollar figure goes up, then he's like, yeah, I don't care whether we're winning or losing. I'll take that money. But I don't know. It says that he's open to staying, but his decision depends on how the team performs, which sounds noble, right?
Yep.
We talked about last week Yaroslav Halak. We thought he was going to retire, remember?
Yeah.
He said he won't settle to be a team's third-string goaltender. He wants to be at least a backup.
Fair. I like that. Stand your ground.
Wow. He's like 38, wasn't he?
Well, look at Mike Smith.
So what does that mean? It's either I'm going to be a backup or I'm going to retire? It's true. And, like, you know what's crazy? Wasn't Halak drafted in, like, the 9th round or something that doesn't exist anymore? The 8th round? No, Yaroslav Halak.
Oh, Halak? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And he's still in the league. I have to look that up.
Yep. Impressive.
When was Halak drafted? Hey, Google. 271st overall.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, by the Montreal Canadiens in 2003.
And that's what, 7th round or something? Or
no, it could have been 7th round. So 271 divided by 30. Geez, quick maths.
I think they only had 30 teams then.
Yeah, right. 30. 9th round.
9th round. Wow. Yeah, exactly. There you go. It happens sometimes. You know, there's a lot of those hidden gems down there.
Yeah. So unbelievable. And he still wants to play in the league and be a backup. This I didn't realize it was possible, but apparently Jesse Puljujarvi is headed to somebody who headed to PTO. Like somebody could sign him for a professional tryout. I didn't realize that he was a UFA. I thought he was still an RFA. He's still young, right? But apparently he's
25.
Run his course and he's now a UFA. They didn't qualify him, and he's open to sign a PTO. Among the teams that are interested, it looks like the Capitals are the lead runners on that right now. So that would make sense
in
because
Washington.
Yeah, you want to pool party. There you go. You gotta like that. But you got to think that they're gonna run it up for Ovi, right? Like they're still gonna. Yeah. He's got another year or two. Like if you still have Ovechkin, you still try, right? You want this guy to get goals, beat the record, but you also like want to make the playoffs, and maybe one more cup wouldn't hurt. Like give him one more cup. He's great. So there was reports apparently that there was mutual interest from Tyler Bertuzzi and the Leafs to get a longer term deal done, but settled on 1 year.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure, like after Christmas or so, we should all expect talks about Tyler Bertuzzi and the Leafs and extending, because that is when players are allowed to talk about extensions. Is January 1st of their new. Yeah.
So
after
we'll
1 year
some
deal.
rumors.
So yes, so in the new year, I think we'll be getting into rumors, and I think if he's playing well, especially, they'll be talking about signing him to a long-term contract. I hope. Yeah,
just got to feel things out, right? He's got to see what it's like in Toronto. They got to see how how they like him, what he's going to do in Toronto. And
Might be a William
man.
Nylander replacement. Not as good, but like.
But I know what you mean.
Do you think Willie's going to stay?
I don't know, man. The more we talk about it, I don't know. We'll see. This year, I think we're at the point we just got to watch what happens this year, and we'll have a way better idea.
Yeah. Man, that guy's going to get paid somewhere.
Yeah.
So Elias Pettersson's in the same boat, apparently, as Lindholm. He says the extension with the Canucks will be dependent on how well the team performs this season. So these guys want to win, which you can't blame them. Don't want to play in the city with that kind of pressure, not be winning. And
exactly.
Really, I can make my money in lots of different places, especially once you're like, I'd rather just wait it out till I get the choice. Kind of sucks for the first 7 years of your, that's what it is. First 7 years of your professional career, you're team property. You don't get the choice where you play. They tell you where you play. They tell you where you live. They tell you when you leave, and then after that, you get to make your own decision. So. Can't blame him for saying, nah, maybe I'll wait it out. Vancouver's a dumpster fire, so let's see if it gets any better with Rick Tocchet running that show next year for a full season. Apparently, Bruce Boudreau signed in Niagara.
Okay.
And for the OHL, I think that would be the Niagara Ice Dogs. Is that who that would be?
Yeah.
I believe that's who that was. If it wasn't them, then it was a different Niagara team, but that's the team that his son already works for.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's cool. And he's a special advisor or something like that. So he's not done. He was already back in media right away.
Yeah.
Right?
Right back in it, yeah.
Absolutely. And then one of the final pieces of news, the Canadiens have been trying to flip Casey DeSmith, but the goaltending market has been quiet as of late. He makes $2.5 million. I don't know him to be a great goaltender, but anybody who needs a goaltender, $2.5 million. I don't know. Maybe Montreal retains on this year. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. They've got two goaltenders, right? Like they got Jake Allen. They've got Sam Montembeault, who was phenomenal. In the World Championships. So
that was he was fun to watch there.
Yeah,
that's right. So
they don't need Casey DeSmith, but they got him in that Pittsburgh trade when they got Petrie, and I don't even remember what happened there. They facilitated the Erik Karlsson trade. That's basically what happened.
Yeah, that's what it was all for. Yeah.
So that's what happened there. Bill Armstrong signed a multi-year contract to remain the general manager of the Coyotes. That's funny. Keep going with that dumpster fire.
Yeah,
he's building a heck of a team, though. It looks like some of these players might be pretty good. You got to be bad for a bit before you can be good, right?
We've seen it. We have seen that happen, yes.
And Doug Wilson was hired by the Penguins.
Hey, nice.
And, so he used to be the GM of the San Jose Sharks, and he was hired today by Kyle Dubas to be special advisor to the hockey operations. So basically, because Kyle Dubas is going to run the GM, but now the guy who's going to run hockey operations can't overstep him because he is also the president of hockey operations. So there you go. So now he's got a guy to run that job. Well, he just does the GM job like he wanted all along in Toronto. But sick. He just wanted more autonomy.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we know. Now we know for sure.
We know what it was, Kyle.
So I think that's it. We can roll the music and get the heck out of here.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. We can swear. We can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right.
We love everybody that takes a watch of this video. We'll be back next Tuesday on Amherst Island Radio. And we will be making a censor show then. We'll be back again next Thursday. Right back here on Twitch. So Monday night, we're going to record the censored show for Amherst Island right here on YouTube and Twitch. If you guys want to come and check it out live, then we're going to go at 9 p.m. every single time we do this. And every Thursday is an uncensored show, and I can say fuck it. I can fuck this up, and I'll have this all written for next time, so we won't have to do this again. So I love you. We'll see you later. Like us, subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. Do it.
Peace.
Peace.